Morning. I'm just trying to make up a rural Kent type of scene. Kent is an southeast county in England, the Garden of England, characterised by hop fields, well it used to be anyway, hop fields and drying oast houses and just collections of building sheds. And I'm going to do this in, before I do, I'm going to do a line and wash, but I'm going to try to use a pen to do a bit of it. I've got a couple of pens here. This one's got a little reservoir. It's a piece of metal that presses up against the underneath of the nib. It holds the ink in a similar arrangement, but much thinner. You can use with your quills. Somebody asked me if I'd show a close-up of the matchstick stylus that I use. So there it is. I don't really like it. I prefer using a brush now. These they're good, but you have to work at them and use various types of stick. This is just a matchstick that's pushed into a piece of dowel. Well, the matchstick just goes in the end. Simple as that really, but I'm not going to use it. I'm going to use that pen to do the oast house. I've mixed up some black acrylic paint, with some water in this old ink pot. So just do a bit of a drawing of this oast house. You've got like cows on them. A lot of them now are being turned into nice dwelling places. Let's have a bit of a lean-to there. Try and make the roofs look old by, a bit of that. And then we'll put a bit of just a bit of light ink. I'll use the brush in a minute. Do you remember, well you probably don't, but I remember using nib pens at school in my primary days, junior days, when we would get great blobs on our paper because we pressed too hard. They were quite difficult to get used to. But when people say they can't draw, I don't practice drawing. I just draw well enough to be able to paint, and I draw with the brush as much as anything. But when you think somebody says I can't draw, just how long it took you to do joined up writing as a child. A long time. It took a lot of practice. Same with drawing. It's drawing just in a different form. Right, little brush here. So we'll bit of water, bit of dilute, make it more dilute. So let's just. Oops. Now I'm not sure whether that bit of road or a bit of water. Let's make a bit of water. Won't do too much of this, huh? Right, we'll put in some Some trees here. Put a bit of dark in here. I'll make these black, like the bit of shadow in there. Okay, that'll do for that. Now I want to put some trees and now I'm just making sort of rusticy, rurally trees here. Just strengthen up a bit. Strengthen up, stiffen up. Plenty of thickness in these. Rough that up, eh? Get orchards of apples and cherries, and we spend quite a bit of, well, not quite a bit of time, we seem to end up in Kent for a week every year on holiday. We still go trailer tent camping. Love my freedom and enjoy cooking over barbecue. Little bank going in there. This will be a snow scene. So I'm just trying to show the shape of some of this ground here. And then for this reflection here. Look, I'm just using the sides of the brush here, and I can paint in some, well, let's fill in here. some more. Yeah, the drawing takes longer than the line and wash. The paper I'm painting on is a £200. I bought a block of it 3 years ago. I don't know who makes it. It's English, it's British made. But it's a sort of paper you can paint directly on, but I'm still going to use my line and wash. My wetting wet. Try and get pleasing shapes to your trees. These are nearer to than these. And let's just go down here with some. Okay, I reckon that'll do for that. Now, make sure you clean your brush thoroughly, otherwise that acrylic will dry. And once it gets into the shoulder here, it will start to splay, and you'll never get a point again. So, really be fastidious with that. Okay, now I'm going to dry that off. Hold your ears. Now these oast houses, now I'm not an expert in all this, the oast houses, these sometimes are made of wood, painted white, but I'm going to paint it as a brick build. Like the farm, a bit of a house there. So let's find my palette. I've got a lot of sheets cut up here. I'm not doing this to be stingy, painting on half size, well, on 11 inches by 8 inches, something like that. This is my palette: raw sienna, burnt sienna, lemon yellow, raw sienna, alizarin crimson, light red, ultramarine, burnt umber, Payne's grey. And most of the paint is all nice and sloppy, so be careful with that. It's okay working with tube paint, but you need a larger tray than this to give yourself plenty of mixing room. But anyway, enough from me. Let's wet the paper. It's £200, not hot pressed, not hot pressed. It's not particularly rough, but it's rougher than the Fabriano. So let's get that. Okay, so a bit of nice burnt sienna in the sky, because it's a winter sky. And a bit of Payne's grey with that burnt sienna. A bit of alizarin in there, I think. So that'll do. Let's just put that in here. Get some more burnt sienna in that water. Okay, I'm going to give that a bit of a dry now. The headphones off again. it's not completely dry, but I want a bit of blending, but it's really stiff. You certainly wouldn't need to shrink this paper. You just put it tight. I'm using it just to use it up really. Right, now I need a fine brush. I'm going to use my number 8 sable, round sable. So let's get some colours in the background here. So a bit of alizarin. I'll get in a bit of a background, just putting in a distant hill. Kent isn't flat. All the way across that. Right, now we'll put in some bluey. Whoops. Bit of sienna in there, burnt sienna. Oh, it's just a bit of greeny, browny stuff in here. Because these are bushes here, so we want some. Nice and dark, so we get a contrast. Right, let's get in some distance behind the trees. And a bit of lighter. Show these as more distant trees. Alright. Bits of ivy in here. bit of burnt umber, bit of Payne's grey. Right, we'll use a bit of vinegar now. Just a bit of texture in here and there. Right, now I want to go back to the sable, and if I wet that there and put in some burnt umber and grey, so the light's coming from there, so we'll just ease it out a little bit that side. So we've got the dark red on this side here. I was on painting about 30 degrees, the paint's still dropping down instead of, well, it's always going to be a compromise. A bit of burnt, nice bit of bright red here. This is burnt sienna. Just a bit of bright in the proceeding, and we'll have a bit of a dark. Now I'll just touch that over there, see if I can get it to spread to nothing. got to do something along there. Oops. Now, a little bit of burnt, very light burnt umber on here. Just trying to paint round the wet paint. Lost it there. I'll clean that out in a minute. I'll do something there. Right. Who was really great at painting these types of things was the late lovely Isabel Castle, who I used to know from Castle and Wellington Art Group. Have a look at her stuff online. Lovely person, lovely artist. Based her work largely on Roland Hilda, but a great artist in my way of thinking. Let's get a bit of Payne's grey and a bit of blue. Just a bit darker here. I'll give that a bit of a dry. So we need some detail in the background. A bit bigger. Got a little bit dark there, but no matter. I'm just going to put in some branches and trees in the background there. Justify putting that blue in there. Nice lot of trees, trunks and things. Same over here. Thicken up some for ivy and mistakes. Okay. Now we'll have some harder in here as well. Right, that makes a sort of sense out of some of that. Now I'm going to just do something there. A bit of shadow. Showing some thickness. Let's put a bit of a door in here. Well, I'm going to leave that unpainted as white. Let's just put a little bit of nice and just some darker green. Look, just put above, below what you put above. And it says reflection, well, hopefully. Bit of warm in here. Okay, signature. I don't think it's as good as the one I did yesterday, but okay, let's put it in a mount. I've got to do the hoovering in a minute. Right, okay, let's put that one on. No peeping, just got to put the mount on. Right, okay, another wintry scene. We haven't got any snow here in London. It's still too mild for that. We didn't get any last year. So I have to invent it. So there we are. I've put in some darker reflection here, or darker of the background to show that is water, but I've left much of this unpainted. Could have done better with that. But here we are, a Kent winter scene. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.